Girl is gonna wake up hungover from her 3-year-old's birthday. 6 confessions from internet strangers. The last one will make you question who you trust online. I want to cut off my family because of what my dad said to my daughter. So back in April, I went back home for the first time in 2.5 years. I'm in the military and leave was difficult to get for a while. I, 23, am married to my wife, 23, and we have 2 girls, a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. My wife and I are from the same area and we decided to stay with my parents at their house and visit her family throughout our trip. We really enjoyed the first part of our trip, visiting friends we hadn't seen in years and surprising other family members. It all took a downturn towards the end of the trip. It was my birthday and my dad, 51, had gone to work for a few hours that morning, and when he came back he seemed very upset. He said he wanted some time alone, so I gave him some space. After my family and I finished lunch, I went outside to go talk with him and just lend him an ear if he wanted to talk. He vented about his job and his up and down relationship with my stepmom. I tried to use some of my personal experiences with my wife to relate and let him know he's not alone. I kept it all surface level because I don't feel it's right to get that deep into my relationship with my wife. Very quickly the conversation shifted back onto me. I had quit drinking for 6 months while I went through a program, as I have issues in my family with alcoholism. I decided I wanted to drink on special occasions, and I figured starting around my family would be best because they could offer support to me. I was wrong. He began bashing me and telling me I'll never be any better than my alcoholic mother, amongst other nasty comments. I had maybe 6 drinks total in the 5 days I had been there. I decided to leave the conversation, so I turned away and went inside with my family. I told my wife what happened and she tried her best to help me relax. I started doing dishes and my dad walks in. My 2-year-old daughter is painting at the table, so we had her in just a diaper so she wouldn't ruin her clothes. My dad looks at my daughter and says, "Why don't you do something useful, get a pole and go make some money?" My wife and I looked at each other in disbelief. I looked at him and said, "What the hell did you just say? Don't get me wrong, I have no issue with what people choose to do for a living, go get that money, but saying that to your 2-year-old granddaughter because she's just in a diaper is pretty messed up in my eyes." Anyways, he repeated himself and my wife got all over his ass. He walked outside again and I followed him to confront him, and he just continued where the last conversation left off. I didn't care what he said about me, I wanted an apology for what he said to my daughter. The best he had was, "You want an apology? Oh, I'm sorry." We packed our stuff and we're heading to my mother-in-law's house. As we're packing the car, he starts yelling at my wife and I in the driveway in front of our kids. We had enough and left. I don't talk to him anymore, and the whole situation made me want to stop talking to all of my family. I don't want that, but I can't help the feeling. If you made it this far, thanks for listening. My girlfriend of 3 years has no intimacy with me whatsoever. I'm going to keep this short and simple. I have been dating this girl for 3+ years now. She is 21 and I am 23. I would also like to add that I am a firefighter paramedic. So a job that girls tend to think is very attractive. When we first started dating, the physical side was great. So great that it's almost all I ever wanted. I've been with a couple other girls before, but this girl is so different when it came to intimacy. So much better. 3 years in, and somewhere along the way she stopped wanting to get intimacy as much as I did. We maybe have relations once or twice a month if I'm lucky. I have complained and we have fought about it millions of times. She will tell me she loves me more than anything and go on these crying, screaming rants about how much she loves me and how much I mean to her, when I accuse her of not wanting to be with me anymore because of the lack of intimacy. She also recently started working at a hospital where there are some men there. Apparently she added some on Snapchat and has been invited out to bars and get-togethers with these guys, also including some women co-workers. This makes me much more jealous because since I'm not getting any from her, I overthink and tell myself she's cheating on me. Her and I have never been cheaters. She has a strong moral path and I know her enough to know she wouldn't cheat. But still, I can't stop thinking about the thought that she doesn't feel sexually into me anymore and maybe flirting with someone else, or maybe just cheating. She blames the less intimacy in a relationship because of her depression, stress, etc. But a guy is a guy, and I can't settle on having intimacy once or twice a month for the rest of my life. I'm so happy crypto is crashing to hell. Seeing how I can finally get a decent graphic card for its actual price after 2+ years of insane prices because of all these stupid miners just makes me so happy. I know a lot of less fortunate people lost their life savings and I do feel bad for them. I'm mainly just petty from the people with 6,000+ graphic cards buying up everything and inflating prices, then scalping their now garbage cards after extensive usage. Obviously the markets will probably come back up as was shown throughout the years, but I'm enjoying the meltdown right now. I think I just witnessed the worst children's party of all time. I work as a banquet server at an event and catering venue in New Jersey. 9 times out of 10, the events are pretty typical and go quite well. We usually do weddings and parties, prom season just wrapped up for the most part. Overall, a pretty good place to work. But every now and then, there'll be that one event that makes you ask yourself why in the hell you're still working there, hence the 9 times out of 10. Tonight's event was one of those events. This could be a while, but I'll try my best to keep it short. I'm using a throwaway because even if I don't like my job all the time, I need the money and I'd rather not get fired if work finds this lol. I just need to vent this one out there. Right off the bat I knew this event was going to be weird. We got a call weeks in advance from a woman asking if she could book with us for her son's 3rd birthday. Yes, he's 3. And she wanted space we'd usually use for a wedding. Whatever, I didn't question it. We got her and her son booked for 5:15 p.m., June 18th, and went about the day. Fast forward day of the party. The mom stopped by in the morning to drop off the decorations since we cover setup. The kid was having a royalty-themed party and I swear there must have been 600 different decorations. Everything from the cake to gold goodie bags to 4 feet tall wooden letters spelling his name. This little dude had it all. We spent nearly the whole day setting everything up the way his mom explained she wanted and it was pretty much perfect. 5:15 p.m. rolls around. Birthday kid, mom, and some friends and family show up. But apparently this kid is the Lord and Savior, so they show up in a limo. For a 3-year-old. Kid looks adorable, he has a short-sleeved tux on with a boatie and a little necklace. His mom has a whole ball gown on, I'm talking petticoat and all, Barbie heels and a crown. If you didn't know any better you'd think the event was for her. I won't get into every single detail past the backstory, as we'd be here all night. This party was hours long. So instead I'll break down our biggest problems into their own paragraphs. First, girl was enjoying the party way too much. She was a young mom, didn't look any older than 25, so it's not crazy for her to want to party like any adult. But OMG. Most of the guests were her friends and family. The kid had maybe 3 other friends his age from daycare. The rest were all hers, 2 of which were her brothers. I put brothers in quotes because she swore up and down they were siblings, but believe me when I say one look and you know there's no way in hell they're related. She kept ordering drink after drink, taking shots with her friends, all of that. I almost wanted to tell her, girl, this is a 3rd birthday party, not a bar. DJ was playing all those classic 2010s dance songs for the kids, yet here she is with her older brother acting like she's at a senior prom. This brother was actually respectable compared to the other one though, leading to my next point. Second, her gay brother. No, I do not care that he's gay, this is just literally what he was referred to as by everyone there. Him and his fiancée were there together, fiancée was great. Me and him shared a couple IDKI, the dude looks throughout the party. Brother was a bull in a china shop. This dude had more problems in the few hours of this party than I think I've had in my 22 years of living. Everything from it being cold in the room to him not knowing where to get a salad to his fiancée not giving him attention 24/7, everything was an issue. This dude was supposed to be older than her too. He didn't drink alcohol, just asked me for about 15 glasses of water. He got a sugar high which made him even more annoying. In all honesty I think there was something wrong with him, no sane adult acts that way. Third, the environment as a whole. The only appropriate song that played tonight was the fucking Whip and Nay Nay. Other than that, birthday kid was listening to everything from Call Me By Your Name to Super Freak to Neon Guts. His mom danced with him but really doesn't make the music choices any better. They partied till 11 at night. Again, this kid is 3. Limo picks them and I'm helping the mom get bags and presents loaded. Meanwhile some rap song screaming the F word is blaring while her girlfriends bounce the kid up and down to the music and are jumping around him. Her older brother is sitting there sighing and shaking head, which was honestly the most relatable thing I had seen all night. She thanked me for everything and finally left. This is just a fraction of what happened tonight. If I wrote a play-by-play this post would never end. This was honestly one of the trashiest events I've ever served at. The mom was really pretty and really nice but she should honestly know better. I get that she wanted to make the kid's birthday special but he's most likely not going to remember this party. I sure as hell don't remember my 3rd birthday party. Kid shouldn't have been running around to Rick James blaring. Shouldn't have had drunk adults jumping around him and bouncing him aggressively to rap music. Girl is gonna wake up hungover from her 3-year-old's birthday. Not sure if you get more inappropriate than that. I legally changed my last name from Faghetto. It was bad enough growing up and going to school with a last name like Faghetto. You can use your imagination to figure out what kind of jokes I received. Playing Little League sports both teams would always scream "Go Faghetto go." Of course I was always referred to by the first 3 letters of my last name. In school the teachers always tried to be so polite and not giggle when trying to pronounce my last name. I sort of got used to it after a while but just hearing my last name was starting to sound like nails on a chalkboard. The first thing I did when I turned 18 was change my last name with the Social Security Administration. I decided to take on my mother's maiden name which is of German descent. I figured there was absolutely nothing which could be seen as funny associated with this last name. Or at the least nothing like Faghetto. To this day I still legally use her last name. My father and his side of the family were furious. They told me that I was disgracing their heritage and tried to tell me about the long line of Faghetto men from generations ago. About how they fought in wars and whatnot. Those Faghetto men never grew up in 1990s America and went to middle school and then high school in the 2000s. I'd take any war over that. I am a gamer girl who has gotten a lot of attention from several men online. I have had online relationships and talked about very sensitive subjects with them. The thing is, I am a man. Story starts about 4 years ago. Was very into Dungeons and Dragons and role play overall at the time. So much so that I started to look into online role play activities. Wounded up at some forum that were doing some role play activities that piqued my interest. So I joined it. I never told my girlfriend because I thought it would just be a small little activity I could do in private. You know, just for fun. First thing that happened is I created my user, joined the public chat, and had a casual talk with some of the members, asking them how to create a character and how to indulge into some roleplay. I don't know why, but at some point one of them said they don't get a lot of girls to join their games, and they were happy that one finally joined. My smooth brain didn't immediately understand, but apparently my username sounded feminine and as such was labeled as girl. Just for giggles, I just went along with it, and created my female character to join some of their roleplayers. It was all fun and games, a lot of long nights with these strangers, having fun with dice games and roleplay. This went on for the better part of a year, still with me hiding it from my then girlfriend. It wasn't that strange for me to roleplay a female character, for I was dungeon master for a group of real-life friends which of course also hosted a bunch of female characters. I got quite a bunch of internet friends from these online games, and I do reckon them to be actually good friends. The problem exists in the fact that some of them wanted more out of it. Be it meeting up in real life, be it sharing pictures, anything to get a more profound relationship so to say. My fantasy character grew into an actual person over the year. She had a job, hobbies and friends, all of which really didn't lighten up with the real me. This is the part where the deep dive really began. My character became more of a person as time went on. She was me, but entirely fictional. She was starting to get online relationships with people, sharing deep desires and fears with others. Hell, she was really bonding with these internet strangers. And I didn't stop it. I liked the attention I was getting. It somehow felt good to be wanted, even if it was fictional. I never joined a voice call, or video call, always had an excuse. I never asked for money. Hell, I even gifted my internet friends some games every now and then because not all of them were as well off as I was. Now the last year my character has moved towards Final Fantasy XIV, where she continues to be a girl, inside the game and out. Naturally she got some attention again, and even has a relationship with another person for about 6 months now. This person actually lives close to where I live myself, so the notion of meeting up has been a thing that happens quite often. Now on to the present. I've been tinkering with the idea of pulling the plug. Just go completely cold turkey, delete all accounts, and let that be it. Though this would mean losing a lot of internet friends I talk to basically every day. But the thing is, are they really my friends? I've been lying to them for years now. I'm really not sure how they would react if I said I was just a guy who went down a slippery slope of fraud. I don't want to lie further, but I feel that even if I tell the truth now I would lose them anyways. I hope you like listening to these confessions. Does that last one make you wonder who's making these videos? Why not subscribe, and one day I might tell you if I'm actually Australian.